not everyone was around in 1978 watching as closely as I was, and I remember a lot of your career for 10 years. I mean, you were by far dominated the sport more than almost anyone for 10 years, 78 to the late 80s. 5 straight tournaments, Pete, in 1978. Still had a couple of, you had babies and came back stronger than ever in 85, which was amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is, I think it's just, to have Augusta National hosting, and number one, it's an amateur tournament, which is the legacy of, obviously, of Bobby Jones. So that is returning to Augusta, and to have it with the kids and the pitch, I already saw that, how great that was. And to do this, whose idea was it? How did it come about?
I think this was absolutely the idea of Augusta National and their chairman, Fred Ridley. And I remember having a conversation with Fred last year at the Masters when he gave me a bit of a heads up that he had this idea shortly before he announced it. And I think, as you said, it's going to be such an unbelievable celebration of golf at Augusta National over the course of that weekend, and then leading into, obviously, the Masters tournament. But to see the best amateur women in the world compete at Augusta National, I was asking Nancy before we came out, what would she have thought of this when she was 20, 21 years old as an amateur? And I think it's a great step for golf, an unbelievable move for Augusta National and their leadership. And we at NBC Sports are just so proud to be a part of it.
2021, I think she was 12 in her first
That's a good point.
And there's some young ladies that are unbelievable down in those, I think, 14 or so that have qualified to play in this, I think, aren't there?
Yeah, it's amazing. The youth movement in golf on both the women's side and the men's side is really powerful, and it just shows that golf's a sport that you can get so invested in at such a young age. And golf, we need more kids playing the game. That's something that everybody in the golf space is passionate about. And I remember like it was yesterday, sitting with my father in 1986 and watching Jack Nicklaus compete to win the Masters. And I just think one of the real powerful moments that this April 6th will have with the Augusta National Women's Amateur, all these girls sitting with their fathers, sitting with their mothers, sitting with their friends, and seeing really the most beautiful place in the game, Augusta National, hosting these women and these girls and saying, hey, I want to do that. That's a powerful force for golf, and I think we're going to see how this will help grow the game for decades and decades to come.
It's a surreal place. I mean, as you know, I mean, the U.S. Open, we go to different venues every year. How does the same course come up big and fresh and produce a great winner? It's surreal. There's something there more than there's something, I think, metaphysical. Some Bobby Jones looking over what's happening, and you're gonna. On Saturday, the final round, you're gonna do what Arnie used to do and what Jack and Gary do on that first tee. Are you nervous yet?
Well, it's going to be Lorena and Annika and Sari Pak and myself that accepted the invitation to hit that first drive. And of course, I know we're very competitive, so I'm going to go work on hitting my drive further than them.
Right. You see Gary and Jack still try to do that. You can see them.
I'm telling you, but I mean, to step on the tee at Augusta National, I'm very proud to be able to do this. It's been a place that I think is just so special. I've been able to go and watch the Masters the last 7 or 8 years, and when you walk out to Augusta National, it's like you've gone to heaven.
You get a little short of breath. I mean, it is so storied.
You get excited, and these young amateurs that are getting this opportunity, I kind of put myself in their shoes and say, wow, what would I have done if this opportunity was offered to me? And I think it's just inspiring young people to work on their golf game, to set that as a goal, as a golfer, to be able to go to Augusta and play in this amateur event eventually.
It's nice for you, Pete. I mean, you've got the final round is on Saturday, and Tarico and Paige, who I know from Twitter, actually. Paige, because we, go back and forth occasionally. So you have the Golf Channel that can do all the stuff leading up to this. So, I mean, you can show the practice rounds, I even imagine, right?
I was with Mike Tirico the last few days. We were out in Phoenix, and Mike is so invested in this and thinking about it and talking about it and so excited to be a part of it and to be there for the inaugural event. I think it's going to be a special day for golf, certainly a special day for NBC Sports, and to have Mike and all of our golf talent on site showcing these great amateur players.
Koch.
Gary Koch will be there, the whole team, and And then, as you said, to lead off, to go from the Augusta National Women's Amateur to the drive, chip, and putt the next day, and to showcase really a weekend of amateur golf.
Followed by
the best players in the world competing for the green jacket.
A few people
certainly
might tune in that next week. It is amazing. I mean, every year it's weird. Sergio or Bubba, you know, coming with that hook shot. It always produces something that just, I don't know, it's already in the history books. It's crazy. How long does NBC have the rights to do this?
Well, we'll take it year by year. And like I say, we have a wonderful relationship with Augusta National and with Chairman Ridley and with the drive, chip, and putt. We've been there every year on the Golf Channel since it started. So our hope and expectation is to do everything we can, put all of our efforts and talents behind it, really showcase it to the world in a manner that is equivalent to what Augusta National does year in and year out. So hopefully we'll be there for a long, long time.
Smart.
Nancy, we've talked a little bit about how you need more young players and you need more people out there. It does feel to me like the last couple of years there's been more excitement with younger people. I don't know if that's just because my own kids are getting into it or if that's really out there. What do you see?
Oh, well, you know, the LPGA and the USGA have come together for the past 10 years now to grow women's golf, and it's grown tremendously. I think the biggest thing is just trying to keep these young people interested in golf. You have to make it fun. My dad made it fun for me, so if we can, of course, teach them and inspire them to want to play this great game and take their best friends out there. I have a granddaughter that's playing. My 3 daughters never played, and I hate it. But now if we can get the granddaughter to play, it'd be great because it's just a special game.
How did your dad make it fun for you? Because we're trying to figure this out, too. I know they kind of like it, but they're not sure.
My dad was so cute. He would get a shag bag, and he would pace off 50 yards, and he would stand there and say, try and hit it in here. I'm not going to move too much. So he was teaching me the game, but making it fun. And at that young of an age, at age 8, I didn't realize he was teaching me already just to try and hit it in that bucket.
Could have been dangerous for him if you weren't quite so talented as you were.
Well, when you're young, you're like, okay, I get to hit my dad.
Yeah.
I didn't care about the shag bag. I was just, I'm going to hit my dad. But he made it fun that way, and he was always positive. If I didn't play well, he always gave me a hug. He didn't torture me with, why did you do that? Yeah. And I think that's what made it fun, because he helped me to love the game. And when you're gonna fail, but you've got to pick yourself up, and he was always there to help me do that. So that's why he made it so much fun. And I was always laughing when I was with my dad on the golf course.
You mentioned all the NBC talent getting behind that, but it's broader than that, the involvement as well, people supporting it, Tory Burch as well, and Steph Curry, I see has started putting practice with some of the amateurs.
Well, I think you're right. The reaction to this event really around the country and around the world has been spectacular. Nancy and I were just looking at beautiful pictures of the trophy that was designed by Tiffany and Company that looks beautiful, to say the least, Nancy. And I think the whole world of golf is behind this, because it's a great day for golf. And as I said, to know the countless girls that this will inspire to play this game. And again, as we were talking behind stage, golf is such a powerful sport. And it really kind of opens so many doors. And I think the expectation of everybody who's so invested in the game of golf is that this is just a wonderful celebration of the game. Amateurs at the highest level competing at one of the most beautiful spots in the world. That's a powerful combination.
They're not lying with the first tee, the things that you learn as a young person about, because you're out there playing alone. No one's going to see you improve your lie. You know what I mean? And you learn, you know, that's not the way it works. On Saturday, how many holes will be televised for the final round?
Well, we're going to do our best to really show these amateur women play the entire golf course, and to show as much of it as we can.
Augusta doesn't, normally you don't get to see the whole, that's part of the allure of the Masters.
Well, certainly, and that's changed a bit. You now see more of Augusta than you did 10 or 15 years ago.
Right.
But really to show the golf course. I mean, one of the great special aspects of Augusta National is because we grew up watching the Masters. People feel as though they know the golf course, even if they've never been on the property. Right. And now to see these women competing on the same golf holes that we've seen Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer and Tiger Woods and Bubba Watson, I think people are really going to be in for a treat.
How long have you been at the helm now at NBC Sports?
About 6 months.
About 6 months.
It's been about 6 months, and it's been a lot of fun.
mentioned the similarities between the audiences of Squawk Box and golf. I mean, that the demos are very similar, and any cross promotion would probably be really good for both.
Absolutely. I'll bring the coffee cup.
Yeah, if people, I don't know. It's just the demos are just very similar between. I don't know any coverage by
Premier League soccer rights too, actually. So.
We do.
Everyone's a winner.
We're huge fans of the Premier League, and
I always bring it up with Lazarus every time, where he just go, "Oh, God, I get it," but I don't think I've covered the Ryder Cup yet. I think it's isn't that coming back this year, Whistling Straits?
The Ryder Cup's going to be at Whistling Straits in 2020, and then it goes off to Rome in 2022, and then it's going to be down the street at Bethpage in 2024, which will be here before we know it.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, and I don't know how to ask you if you've shot your age, because then we'd be talking about your age, but it's either you have or it's any day.
No, I have not shot my age.
But it won't, because she could shoot high 50s,
Right.
I think, right? Or I better even go to high 40s.
When I was a peewee. 9 holes.
80 foot. Thank you both
Thank
for
you.
coming in, and we're looking forward to it. Are you still good? You're in the.
I have 2 new knees, and I'm ready to play golf again. Great, yeah.
And you're going to break 70, probably.
Well, I can still break 70 once in a while.
Yeah.
Which is something that.
Yeah.
You?
I love the game.